Yo, what is up guys, HaVoC here bringing you guys today's video. So today, I thought I'd go ahead and show you guys my top 5 top 9 farm bases in my opinion. So these are all my opinion. There is no such thing as a best base in this list. There's just no best. So you guys can literally go out on YouTube and find better one than these, or you can also create your own and just call that one the best. But these are just bases that I recommend and you guys should give a shot. And yeah, just note that there is no specific order in these, and I'm going to be going over 3 things, that is clan castle, splash damage, and storages. So let's go ahead and move on to the first one. Alright guys, so this base right here, we have the Ned number 4, I believe, and this is actually the only base made by me on this list. So don't worry, we don't have all HaVoC bases on this list because that'd just be unfair. So this base right here, moving on to the first thing, which is the clan castle. The clan castle is actually not lureable from this base unless they actually initiate the attack. So if they don't deploy hogs or giants with wall breakers, which is basically initiating the attack, they won't actually get the clan castle out. So you guys can see there's no wherever you can drop a barbarian and just let out the clan castle really fast. So you have to initiate the attack or drop some type of hog or hound or something to let out the clan castle. So looking at the splash damage, I really like it because we have symmetry in all of them. Like the air defenses, we have a square right here, we have a square on the wizard towers, and we also have a square on the mortars. So I really like that. It just adds that covering to the whole entire base. So the main thing is if they are actually protected and if they actually do an effect. So in this case, I really like how the air defenses are in each compartment. There's a wizard tower in each compartment because you never want 2 of the same, splash damage units in one compartment, because that just kind of makes it a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Vulnerable, blah, blah, blah. You guys get me, right? So it's it makes it just a little bit more easier for the giants or whatever to attacking it to get both of them instead of just one. So it's really important to have them all in just one compartment. And at last, looking at the storages right here, guys, we have them all separated because that's just the main important thing that you want to do. You never want to have these storages in one little center or close to each other, because if the giants get in there, or if the whatever's attacking the base, if they get into the section where all the storages are in one place, they have a higher chance of getting all these storages instead of just 1 or 2. So it's really important to have these storages spread out in the base and not have them all clutched into the middle. And yeah, it's also you don't want them to have them all in the outside, where the cannons are. That'd just be too much. So it's really important to have them in the middle, but just not too close to each other. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for the first base right here. That's the Ned made by me. So let's go ahead and move on to number 2. Alright guys, so looking at this base right here, we actually have a few things that I do like about this base, but there is just a 1 or 2 things I don't like about this base, but really just something that, kind of takes away from the base, never ruins a base completely. So looking at this base right here, I actually don't know who made it because there was a lot of people who actually uploaded this base, so I apologize if I do not put the right, credits in the description, but I really didn't know who created this base originally. But looking at this base right here, I really like how the clan castle is centralized and is actually not lureable like the last base right here, especially from the bottom. You're gonna have to kind of strategize how you're gonna take out that clan castle. So in the top side, on the other hand, you can actually just deploy a few hogs or a few giants or whatever, wall breakers, and you basically have to initiate the attack as well. It's really most importantly to make sure that the clan castle is in a position where the attacker has to initiate the attack before the clan castle pops out. So make sure that is right. Okay, so looking at the splash damage, I really don't like one thing about it, but let's go ahead and leave that to the last thing. So let's go ahead and look at the symmetry on the splash damage, and it's not really symmetric, but it doesn't really ruin the base. I mean, you don't really have to have symmetry in everything to make the base perfect. So we have kind of a square with the wizard towers, or rectangle, or kind of like a trapezoid. We have a square on the air defenses, and we have kind of a square on the mortars, which the mortars protect the entire base as well. I also forgot to say that in the last space, the mortar is really important to make sure it covers the entire base from the outside and the inside. Just make sure you don't put them all in the middle or all on the outside, so they can't really protect anything at all. So that's really nice. And yeah, but one thing that just takes away from the base, I think slightly, just a little bit, is that the air defenses in the bottom are in one compartment, and there is no spring traps as well right here to actually make the giants fling up. So if you want to put spring traps in there, but there's also Teslas covering these sections, which makes it it makes it a little bit hard for the giants to actually take both of the air defenses. So if you want to modify the compartments, something, I don't know, close it with some extra walls, I don't know what you want to do, but it's just I don't like it, but it's not going to take away from the base completely. Like, it's not, you know, it doesn't make the base horrible just because there's 2 air defenses in one compartment. So, I mean, you know, I guess it's okay for now. Looking at the storages, I really like how they're all just completely spread out. There's only one, I think there's only one compartment down here which has 2 storages, but it's all right. But there is just, they're all spread out around the whole base. Now, although there is 2 of them that is really easy to get with Barch, but think about it. Do you prefer people to get 2 storages with Barch, or at least 4 with Giant Healer and all that stuff? So it's really important to actually spread out your, you know, storages to make the attacker really, you know, hard to get the storages. So that makes me think that if you attack from the bottom side, it's really hard to touch the top storages, and you might not even get to it. So that's pretty much it for this base, guys, and let's go to move on to the next base. Alright, so looking at this base right here is actually a base that I uploaded at least 4 or 5 times for like different versions like TL9 and 8, but I didn't actually make this base. It's actually just uploaded on my channel, but it's not actually HaVoC base. So this base right here, I really love it for one reason, and it's not the clan castle, it's not the splash damage, it's not, well, it kind of relates to the storages, but it's actually that it makes it so hard to the giants or whatever, the golems or whatever's going in the base, to concentrate on one compartment only, because there's just so many compartments that you're gonna need tons of wall breakers to make the giants at least focus on all the compartments. And when they're done with one compartment, they gotta walk all around or try to break into the walls to go on to the next compartment. So it makes the giants really confused on this base, because there's just so many compartments that are like going up like this. They're not going sideways, because if they was going sideways, it'd be really easy to go in. So if they're going up like this onto the core, it's just really confusing for the giants to go ahead and attack this base. But let's go ahead and move on to the clan castle, which is the first thing on the list. It's actually not that, well, it's not lurable at least, but it's not centralized. Like, if you want to put it right here, it's fine with you. You can switch it if you want to, because it's up to you. It's always up to you to switch the clan castle and dark elixir, because it's just a preference that you choose, not the base builder. But I guess it's alright right there. The clan castle is not actually lurable, at least from the right side. It's really hard to lure it as well. But from the left side, you can actually drop a giant right there only without any wall breakers. Any clan castle comes pouring out. So if you guys want to go ahead and switch that with the dark elixir, it's up to you. But yeah, it's actually fine right there. Not a big deal. And yeah. Looking at the splash damage, now I really like it. Of course, the symmetry and all that stuff, as we said in the past 2 bases. Like, the mortars are covering the entire base. The wizard towers and the, you know, air defenses, squarish, diamond shape, you know, whatever, trapezoid. And I really like it because there's not one compartment that has 2 splash damage units in it. Like, there's a mortar right here. There's nothing else but a mortar, air defense, wizard tower, mortar, air defense. There's that one compartment that has 2 splash damage units, which is really good. It's really nice when you have not one compartment with 2 splash units, because then it makes it hard for the attacker to get all these defenses that are really important to him. So it's really nice, and I really like it. It also protects the entire base as well. The air defenses are not in the outside like some bases do, and these wizard towers are not in the outside as well, or all in the inside like, you know, some people do as well. So it's really nice to have it like that. So looking at the storages, I really like them. Again, there's not one storage, I mean not one compartment that has 2 storages in it, so I really like that. And yeah, it just really adds that spread into the storages, and it's really hard to get all of them as well. They're not in the outside, they're not all in the middle. It's a really perfect position to have them there. But yeah, guys, I think that everything we said about the separation of the splash damage and the storages all adds up to the what we said in the beginning about the, you know, the confusion of the giants go ahead and trying to get everything. So that's pretty much it for that base, and let's go to move on to the next one. Alright guys, so looking at this base right here is actually made by Matt2 Gaming, and this one is actually for those of you guys who like those type of funneling bases where you want just the giants to be all confused and don't know where to go. They just follow the line around the base. So these are the bases that, for those of you who like funnels, this is the right base for you. So if you guys can see, there's just so many funnels in this base. There's like so many openings, spring traps all around the base. And yeah, so looking at the clan castle, it's pretty normal in standard core to expose 1 clan castle, 1 dark elixir. Usually when it's like that, the clan castle is not that lurable, so you don't really have to worry about any lurable clan castle in this base. Of course, as we said in the past 3 bases, or at least 2 of those bases, the clan castle is actually not going to pop out unless the attacker initiates his attack, which means, you know, sending in giants, wall breakers, hogs, hounds, and all that stuff. And yeah, as far as the splash damage goes, I think I've been calling the air defenses splash damage the whole time, but you guys know what I mean. The main defenses type of thing, you know, the main defenses, air defenses, wizard towers, mortars. As far as those go, a really nice symmetry on this, square on all of them, which, you know, it's always great to have them like that because it protects the entire base. And yeah, but there's just one thing you got to worry about when you want to have these type of funneling bases, and it's that what if he had 30 giants and 5 got flung up here, and, you know, 5 got flung up here, and then there's still 20 left, and there's still 3 main defenses in 1 compartment. That's one thing you got to worry about, and it's really risky. I remember saying that, I think last year when I was streaming, I remember saying that funneling bases are not really what you want to use, but if you can do it right, then go ahead and use it. But this is one of the bases that Mad2 Gaming did it right, but you still got to be aware that if, you know, the attacker is really nice, he might end up taking 1 compartment with 3 main defenses in it. And heck, I mean, he might even go on this compartment right here and go on to the next, you know, compartment, and that's pretty much it. You know, your base is gone. So it's really up to you to use one of these bases and be aware that anything can go wrong and you can actually get wrecked with these bases. But don't worry too much, because the average attacker will just send in his giants, and he, you know, the average attacker doesn't send in like 40 or 50 giants. So most of these giants will get flung up. And if you guys want to go ahead and see the replays that Mad2 Gaming has of this base, I'll leave the link as well in the description. As far as the storages go, this base concentrates on the gold and the dark elixir. I've realized that the elixir is in the outside, but in fact, it also has, you know, Teslas and point defenses, mortars, and yeah, you know, if you want to, you can switch the elixir with one of the main defenses right here, like the wizard tower or the air defense. So it's really up to you to do that, or you can actually switch the elixir with the gold. So I really think it's really hard to get all these storages like in the last 3 bases right here. It's really not really easy to get all these storages if you go in from one side. So that's pretty much it, guys, for this base, and let's go to move on to the next base. All right, guys, so looking at this base right here, I really like this base because there's just so many spread, so many open spaces for giant bombs, spring traps, Teslas. It really adds that confusion to the attacker to know where's the Teslas and where's the giant bombs. So I really like the spread, and it also makes the clan castle more hard to get in the outside. Like, of course, if you go from the left side, you have to actually initiate the attack again, as we said in the past 4 bases. So really all the bases, you got to initiate the, like, you want to make the goal to actually make the attacker initiate the attack before the clan castle comes out. Like, if you drop a giant or a wall breaker and the clan castle just comes pouring out, you got to protect it more, because that is really lurable. Like, you can just send in 5 giants and then all the clan castle troops pop out and drag them into the, you know, the corner or something to go ahead and take them out. So I really like the clan castle because of that. Now, looking at the main defenses like the wizard tower, the air defense, and the mortar, I really like how the mortars are on the outside to protect the entire base. Again, as we said, it's really important to make sure the mortars cover the whole base from the outside and the inside. Looking at the air defenses, I really like how they're spread out. Like, they're really, in this case, they're extremely spread out, and it's really good to have them spread out because most of the time giants will get their way around and go into the other defense and take out 2 in 1 base. So in this base, I really don't understand how you're gonna get 2 air defenses really easily. Like, you're gonna have to go in from 2 sides to get both air defenses, because if you go from this side, I don't really think the giants will travel all around the whole base to get this one, and then this one, and then this one. So it's really hard to get all the air defenses in this base unless you're attacking at the tall 10. Looking at the wizard towers, they don't actually protect the elixir, which is kind of bad, but if you don't really care about elixir, then I guess it's all right. It kind of does, but at the same time, it really doesn't. So it kind of does, like the side of the elixir storage, but if you're attacking from this side, then it's really not protected by the wizard towers. So that's one thing you got to take in note. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We covered the storages and the main defenses all together. So that's pretty much it, guys, for this base. Here's all the bases as well if you guys want to go ahead and see them again. There's the number 1 right here. This was number, I think I deleted actually 2 of them, so I can't really show you guys all the bases, so kind of a fail right there. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for all the bases that I had for you guys today. If you guys want to go ahead and leave some feedback or some bases that you guys want to link to other people, like if they're looking for more bases, you guys can do that as well. It doesn't really matter, but yeah. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please rate, comment, subscribe for more videos. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section, and peace out, YouTube. See you all in the next one. Peace.